So I thought we'd go ahead and talk a little bit about different guitars and neck heels. Yeah, neck heels. So I discovered very early, at an early age, that Les Paul wasn't really my style of guitar, my type of guitar, because the necks are usually very fat and I don't like fat necks. But most important, the neck joint, yeah, it's way too much wood there. So that means if you have kind of like normal hands and fingers or small, it's kind of different to reach the lower frets from 12th fret down to 22. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is my Gibson Les Paul Standard. It's a classic guitar. It's been around forever. This guitar is exactly the same as most other Les Pauls. You can see that around 12th fret, 12th fret right there, the neck starts to be very much wood there. So you can see if I'm putting my hand here, you can see that there is a lot of frets still here. That means that this is very hard to reach because there is too much wood there in my hand. So that is kind of like, well, if you have a strap on and you know that you have the strap on the guitar is hanging like this, it's not very easy to reach these frets. Well, this guitar, the 2012 model, have a very thin neck. So that's what I like about it. So riffs and that kind of stuff, it's very good on this guitar. But this neck heel right here, no, this is not good. And I don't know why they didn't change this. I believe it's because of they want to manufacture these old style guitars the way it always have been. There is some models, Les Paul models, that actually have a different neck joint, and that's the Access model. It's actually cut away like this, so it's very easy to reach the lower frets. So the Les Paul, I think for riffing that's okay, but solo stuff, no, I don't think so. But another guitar that is actually very cool and the neck joint is absolutely great, that's the Gibson or Epiphone Explorer. This neck joint is awesome. It's totally awesome. You can easily reach the frets here, and can actually see I'm not really touching any wood there. It's perfect. It's very easy to reach the lower frets right there. So I can definitely recommend this type of guitar when it comes to Gibson or Epiphone, of course. I've seen other Explorers, other brands around that have a totally different neck joint than this, so I can't really speak for that. But when it comes to Gibson and Epiphone, this is great, a great solution. Very easy to reach the frets. The downside is that a Gibson like this is kinda very pricey. It's not a very cheap guitar, so that could be not so cool. So what if you're a Fender Strat guy or female? Let me talk a little bit about the Fender neck joints and, well, neck joint. Well, yeah, neck joints. the classic Fender neck joint is a 4-bolt, let me show you. This is a classic. This is the classic 4-bolt, nothing special to it, just a normal, Fender neck joint right there. This model is kind of not the easiest way to reach the, well, of course I can reach the frets, but there is still a lot of wood there. I wish all models could be a cutaway, kind of like what I'm going to speak about in just a second here. This normal Fender neck joint right here is actually the most popular neck joint. Most guitars that have a bolt-on look like this. It have always been that way. Until Fender actually made their deluxe model, and they actually even made some glued in neck models. But for the most part, when it comes to the Strat and Telecaster models, doesn't really care what manufacturer is. It's always like 4-bolt like this. So there is still a lot of wood there. It's not really easy to reach, because there is a great heel there. But it doesn't really mean you have to buy a guitar with a 4-bolt like this. You can actually go ahead and buy a Fender Deluxe. This is basically a pure deluxe here, right here. This is a deluxe. You can see that they have taken away some material, and the spacing in between the bolts here are different. So here you got a lot of material taken away. That means I can easy reach the frets here. Easy. The part that is touching my hand normally is taken away. So this is very easy. Very easy to reach the frets here. And this is this type of neck joint right here is very typical on most Fender Deluxes. This happens to be a Jim Root signature, but it's still the same. It's a deluxe neck joint right here. A modern deluxe neck joint, I should say, because there is deluxes with a normal 4-bolt too, but the newer models have it like this. So I'm going to show you something similar. This is another Fender right here. This is exactly the same thing, but I believe you can see it a little better here. This is a Fender prototype. Well, kind of. It's a long story. So this is also a deluxe neck joint right here. The material is taken away, so I can easily reach the frets. So this is what you would like to go for if you want to have a guitar with a great construction when it comes to Fender. So this, I think this is what you would like to go for. That's actually what it is. So this neck joint right here is actually very, very good. So when it comes to glued in necks or neck through constructions, let me speak a little bit about that. So I already said a few words about the Gibson Les Paul with Gibson Explorer. They are both glued in neck joint constructions. When it comes to different types of neck joints. Maybe perhaps ESP, you know, LTD ESP, Schecter, you know, all these type of brands that is more common in the heavy metal and, you know, that kind of music. I actually built a Jane Doe Telecaster. Jane Doe is my own brand, and it's still on the, you know, it's still kind of like a project, a prototype project. I only made one guitar, that's the prototype. I wanted to have something different when it comes to neck joint. I didn't really like the Les Paul. I didn't really like the Explorer type of neck joint. I was very sure that I would like to have a neck through or glued in neck. So I was kind of looking at ESP neck joint construction, even though I thought there is still too much material there, so it could be thinner. It actually could be thinner, and that make the player reach the lower frets more easy. So this Jane Doe Telecaster is actually being repaired right now and upgraded. I'm going to put a new pickguard on here. I am making it myself in my CNC machine. It's going to have fret leveling and some other stuff. But let's take a look on this neck joint right here. Oops. This is actually awesome because I'm taking away as much wood as possible right in the area right here. ESP have a lot more wood here than I have on my Jane Doe Telecaster. So it's actually very thin, and I can easy, very more than easy, reach all the frets here. There is no wood at all here. So this is my construction. Well, not my construction, but I designed this, and it is pretty much, it's not exactly like the ESP. It's actually way more thinner, but the construction itself is very similar to the ESP, as you can see here. But there is a lot less material. So this type of construction I think is very awesome. This type of construction actually gives the guitar amazing sustain. It's actually more sustain than the Gibson Explorer and the Gibson Les Paul. So the neck actually goes all the way in here until about right here. So this piece right here, it's all the neck. Pretty much the same as the Les Paul and the Explorer model. So this is kind of a unique construction right here. I never seen a guitar constructed with so little material in the area of these fret right here. I'd say 18, 19, 20th fret. There is very small material here, almost nothing. So this is the neck joint that I like the most. So when it comes to different types of neck joints, I must say that when it comes to the glued in ones or neck through, I'd say that I like my Jane Doe Telecaster the most, but I must say ESP, Schecter, and that type of neck joint is absolutely the best. When it comes to bolt-on models, I must say Fender Deluxe, the new models with a cutaway heel. That's what I like absolutely the most. So I really think if you're a beginner, I think you should look on the specs on the guitar. How is the guitar made? How is it built? Is it easy for you to play? You have to look on all these types of things, because the guitar is very personal for you. What's good for me is absolutely most common not really good for you. So, but one thing's for sure, if you have a guitar that feels great for you, I am sure that you will eventually be a very good guitar player. I don't think that a Les Paul is good for anyone. Well, maybe the people that are used to play on Les Pauls, but if you're a beginner and you know, you like to play solos and that kind of stuff, I don't think really a Les Paul is something to start off with. It's okay for riffs and that kind of stuff, but when it comes to solos, it's very hard to reach the lower frets, so I'd say that's nothing for you, I believe. It could be, but I think that if you try out a Les Paul, no, I think you will find it very hard to reach the frets. So I really think that you should put your money into a guitar that is very, very suitable for you. So this is very important stuff, because you are going to have the guitar for many years, and your type of playing will change over the years. You are a beginner at first, and you will change your style depending on how good you're getting to play the guitar. So I really think that you should look on the guitar and see what's out there. So this is a little video about the neck joint and that kind of stuff, and thanks for watching. Bye.